Hey, Patchy, I'm just wondering, first of all, how did you adjust to this new opponent, Albert Morales, after James fell out of the fight?
I didn't really think too much just about the opponent. I kind of just thought about my own preparation, I guess. I knew that they are both good at different things, so I stressed that a little bit. But I feel like if I focused on myself, I'm good enough to handle anybody in the world, or in the division, should I say?
If you get past Morales on Friday, is the Gallagher fight something you're interested in rebooking, or at that point would you be maybe focused on another title shot?
Um, of course, I want the title shot as fast as it can be. I feel with a good showing, I want to steal the show, and I really want the title shot. Specifically, I would like the Juan rematch, but if Sergio came out on top, I wouldn't be opposed to going out there and trying to get a match with him.
Hello,
But
can
if
you hear me there?
pardon, but if either of those two fights and I didn't get the title shot right away, then I would definitely stress the Gallagher rematch next. I really want the name, and I would prefer to do it with fans, so it might have worked out in the best favor.
And this is your first fight since you mentioned that title fight with Juan Archuleta, your first professional loss. Are you coming into this fight week and this fight with any sort of like a different mentality now that you've experienced defeat?
No, I feel like I'm the only thing that I'm coming with differently this fight than I did last fight is a different preparation to my training camp and to my preparation to the actual fight. I don't stress too much. I took experience from that fight, but I'm not more nervous or anything else. I'm just as confident as I ever was. I feel like with a few adjustments, I mean, I controlled the ring, I controlled the aggression, but he got the effective striking, and I won the first 2 rounds. So I really feel like, I feel like not only am I 1 round away from being the world champion, I feel like I could have made the adjustments to win all 3 of the last rounds.
Mason, your line is now live.
Hello, Patchy, can you hear me there?
Yes, mate, I could hear you.
You were supposed to be fighting James Gallagher. Obviously, James had to pull out. How disappointed or disappointed at all were you that James had to pull out of that fight? And is that something you're looking at rescheduling in the future?
Yes, 100%. I want to reschedule. I know James wants to reschedule as well. He doesn't want to. He's trying to handpick his way to a title shot, and he feels like he matches up well with me because he's modified, should I say, middle school on the ground. So I'm the varsity level, the college level. He could never mess with me on the ground. So he's picking the wrong fight, and I definitely want to reschedule it in the future as soon as possible. If I could get through when I get through Albert Morales on Friday night, I wouldn't mind fighting him on May 21st or even in June or July, man, to be honest with you.
When that fight does get rescheduled, are you looking to take it to the ground and show James what he maybe not seen before?
I don't mind where it goes, but I'm looking to punish him. I don't want to just take him to the ground and get a quick submission like I've done in between my amateur and pro, like 15 to 20 fights. I want to actually put him through the grinder, a ground and pound him, TKO him, put some damage on him where he hasn't experienced yet. Not just a quick flash knockout like Ricky Bandejas. I want to actually drag him through the mud and, make him pay for, trying to fight me.
Damon, go ahead.
Hey, Patchy, I don't want to keep hammering away on the Gallagher stuff, but I did want to get your reaction. I'm sure you saw when he dropped out of the fight, he made the Instagram post and he said that he wanted to delay the fight a couple months and he offered to pay you and all this other kind of crazy stuff. Like, what was your reaction to that? And like, what did you take away from that when he actually dropped out of the fight? Like, because I know this is a fight you'd been pursuing for a really long time.
Man, I don't know. He said he got a shoulder injury or something. I seen him yesterday on his Instagram. He has both of his arms up around 2 of his teammates or whatever. Does not look like he has a shoulder injury. It does not look like he's in a sling, and it does not look like it was that serious. I personally dealt with, I think, a lot of injuries, a lot of stuff where I was banged up this camp, and I still made it to the show. I took a different opponent, a more dangerous opponent on 2 weeks' notice. So it just goes to show my grit, my experience, and my level of confidence. The more time he waits, it's just going to get worse for him. So, I opened one eye when I was sleeping. They said he pulled out. I closed my eyes and I went back to sleep.
And you mentioned you made some changes since the title fight in terms of your training and preparation. Can you kind of give us a sense of like what changes you made, whether that means, teammate changes, coaching, whatever's been going on? Can you kind of give us a sense of what's been different for you this camp?
Yeah, man. I feel like I left Jackson Wink. They were kind of falling apart. They split up 3 different ways with Cowboys, Jackson Tacoma, and Jackson Wink. I lost a lot of training partners, and I feel like, with COVID going on, the gym was riddled with COVID, my last camps for the one that was rescheduled in July 24th and then also September 12th. So with that said, I did a lot of training out of Six Gun Gibson's garage with Harry St. Ledger and Six Gun. Now, leading up to this camp, I've completely switched to Extreme Couture. I'm more confident. I did half my camp with a Russian team, Islam Makhachev's team, Javier Mendez at the UFC PI with my manager, Ali Abdelaziz. And then the other half I did at Extreme Couture with Eric Nixick as one of my head coaches. Jake Shields is now one of my head coaches. And then with all the guys there, from Dennis Davis to Eddie Bracco to all my teammates, Kobe Fair, he's one of the best 125 pounders in the world right now. Dan Ige, Julian Arosa. I got Kevin Lee I've been able to spar with, Sean Strickland. There's just been the whole entire Hawaii top team, Kai Kamaka, Boston Salmon, Puna. There's just so many people, Alex Ponar. There's so many people that are great from that gym, and they've opened me with open arms, and I've literally thrived there. My level is, I think, 2 times more than I was at the title fight, and I'm confident to go out there and show my the changes I've made and the experience I have now.
Thanks, Patchy.
No problem.
Tony, your line is now live.
Hi, Patchy. Hope you're well, and you don't mimic my accent as well. But you've just listed an absolute murderer's row of fighters and trainers there. Now, when you're actually making that selection to move across to Extreme Couture, what is the decision behind that? And was there any other gyms that were potentially on the cards for you to train at?
No, the one thing I knew, I was going to leave Jackson Wink prior to my last fight, whether I had won or lost. It wasn't a decision to make when I had lost. I didn't lose and then say, hey, I'm bailing out on the gym. I actually had the decision to make it because of the preparation I knew I had going into my fight. And then the preparation I had going into the Yuki Matoya fight and also my previous fights as well. So I wanted to change to try to seek out the best version of myself. And that was it. So when I was coming to Vegas, my manager had called me and we looked at a few different spots. I feel like I talked to maybe King Mo at ATT. I thought about going to Florida. But when I found out that the Russian team was going to be in Vegas for all of March and halfway through April, I made sure that I called my manager and he put me on the mats right with Ali and right with Islam's team. I've been able to work with Umar, Usman, Islam. There's just Magomed's been on Tigers. Magomed's been on the mats. I mean, there's so many people that have been on the mats with me. So I've been able to take advantage of that. And I think that Las Vegas was the number one choice. And like I said, Eric Nixick got Coach of the Year last year, and so did Extreme Couture got Gym of the Year. So, I feel like I put myself in a position in a gym. It's where I can really grow and strive.
Gareth Davies.
Good afternoon, Patchy from London. How are you doing?
Good, man. Finally good to hear your voice, man. I've been looking forward to this.
Oh, yeah. Well, I wanted to ask you, first of all, you talk fast, you act fast, you fight fast. You seem to have this ferocity inside you. Can you pin that down? And I know that you're married and have a daughter and you're a gentleman at home, but can you tell us where that ferocity inside you came from and when you first knew about it?
I'm not married, but
your girlfriend, sorry. Yeah.
She's not, she's just the mother of my child. We are still
Gotcha.
close, but yes. But my ferocity, man, I feel like it's just been ingrained in me from a young age. My mother adopted me and my 3 brothers and sisters, and I'm the youngest of the family. I've been a fighter since I've been a child. I was born at 1 pound, 8 ounces, man. I was in the hospital for 6 to 8 weeks when I was born, man. I was a fighter when I came out. When I was a young kid, man, I was the youngest of the family, and we come up from nothing. We come up from not a lot of money. Living in apartments and stuff like that. And when there's times when, like, my mom we needed to get milk and bread, I would go get milk and bread for the family. I'd find a way. I'd go play football for $20. I figured out for my family. So I've gotten to this point all the way through, wrestling at a young age. And then I went to wrestle in college and I turned it into fighting. I'm grateful for my coaches and the training partners that brought me into the gym at 14 years old, Dennis Brown and my coach Art. They brought me in. Mike told me they all brought me in at a young age, and I started this journey at 14 years old, and I said I wouldn't stop until I made it, until I could make my mom and pay all her bills and take care of her. And I've been able to do that since I've signed to Bellator. And now it's about getting the belt so I can set my mother up for the rest of her life and set my daughter up as well.
That's very inspiring to hear. It really is. I mean, would it be fair to say then that wrestling, first of all, and MMA has kind of saved you in a way and given you an avenue for you to really express yourself? And that's why perhaps I'm seeing what I see in you and others see it as well.
Yeah. Once you get to know me, they understand, man, how much dedication and how much heart, I'm never a malicious guy. I'm one of the most soft-spoken and one of the most, down-to-earth people. I'm super humble. And that's why a lot of these coaches attract to me. I have no ego, and I try to help out other people as well. So I feel like, fighting and wrestling in general, my coach, Billy Sills, brought me in, Jim Michael. They brought me in at a young age, and they taught me about certain morals and certain codes I live by. So wrestling definitely saved me. It gave me my work ethic, and it taught me how to survive in my life. How to I didn't really know anything else, And now I've learned certain traits and qualities that I've been able to transpire into my other walks of life. But this is what I know how to do best, and it's either to work hard, and it's to fight, and it's to teach others how to also do the same.
Well, I've no doubt you're going to be a world champion. I can't wait to see you in person. Hug it out with you, brother. Thank you,
brother. I appreciate it, man. Always great to talk to you finally.
Thank you.
Dylan, go ahead.
Hey there, Patchy. Appreciate you making some time.
Anytime, man. I appreciate you guys.
I was just kind of curious because earlier you were talking about the stylistic shift with facilitating taking on this new opponent here, but just them having a pretty prevalent resume. And as far as like having multiple UFC bouts, to their credit, was this an opponent you were already familiarized with in a sense? Like you'd already done a pseudo kind of tape study on him before this?
I've known him. My buddies fought him. A few of the guys I know Brett Johns has fought him. I was scouting him when he got signed, so I might have watched their fights. I was a big fan of Thomas Almeida years ago. I watched their fight now, but I think I watched it live back then. I wasn't scouting him. He hadn't competed since November of 2019, and the guys he competed on the regional circuit, they weren't the best guys. So to be honest with you, where I was in my career at the top of the division, I was never looking back at fighting, let's say, where Albert is now. I was looking forward to possibly fighting anyone from the top 5, aside from maybe Magomed, because we train together and we have the same management, unless it was for the belt. So I didn't ever really scout him or look into it that deep. But now that I have, I feel, I've taken this big risk a lot in my career. I took this fight on 2 weeks notice. I mean, like maybe a little over 2.5 weeks notice. And, I knew he was a dangerous opponent, and I knew he's more dangerous than Gallagher with the way he fights. He's got a very good stand-up game, and he's got a deceptionally well ground game as well. So, I like the risk, and he's got everything to gain, and I have everything to lose. I'm number 2 in this division, and he's not ranked. So he can come in here and potentially try to steal my shine. And, I hold my ground, and I show my hard work. I show what I've done in the gym, and, if I do that, I get my job done.
All right, 1 or 2 more. Simon?
Hey, Patchy, Simon Romero from Behind the Grind. Nice to talk to you today. Out of your long amateur and professional career, where does Albert Morales rank on that list?
He's up there, man, and good talking to you, Simon. I come up on the regional circuit with you. I love to see you, man. I love seeing you making it to this stage, man. I know your brother. I know you from King of the Cage, so it's always great talking to you. And if I looked at him against my other previous opponents, he's just as dangerous as anyone I've fought. I feel like my level of competition is, I fought in just as hard guys. Just because he was in the UFC, I think he was 1-4-1 in the UFC doesn't make him any harder. I have multiple wins over guys in the UFC and also guys in Bellator Horizon, and I just fought the world champion to a fight of the year. So I feel like, he's maybe a little shades less than what I fought, and I think he's a little weathered in his career. But, I've seen other guys break him, and I've seen him in wars. So I'm going out there to try to put him on the back step, and I want to go out there and break him.
All right, last one here. Kachi?
Hey there, Patchy. I just wanted to know, because
you're quite a tall guy for this weight class, and you are only 27. Is featherweight in your future? Is that something you thought about?
Yes, for 100%, man. Featherweight will be in my future. Me and my coaches have talked about it. And first, I want to win this belt. First, I want to control my nutrition. I did some different things nutritionally this camp. I'm going to stick with my nutrition. I'm going to start working with some chefs and stuff. I'm going to stay at 35 for at least, I think, 3 to 5 more fights, 100%. I want to get this belt. I want to defend it. Now, that's not to say I can't stay down there for 10 more fights. I've been here my whole entire career. But we'll see, man. I feel like the way I'm growing, the way that I'm doing my rounds with Jake Shields, and I'm getting stronger, faster, eventually I will go up. And I feel like I could have the same success at that weight as I do at 135 as well.
All right, Patchy, thanks for the time and good luck on Friday.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.